Follow. Okay, my name is Chuck Forrester, and this is an excerpt from a novel recently entitled Men Like Myself.
Chuck, speak into the mic, please.
Okay. This is better. Very good. The novel is Men Like Myself. It was one of those big parties Dallas was known for, with at least 100 men and the entry drive and streets around the mansion filled with German sedans and Land Rovers just washed and waxed. Everyone was gorging on food, drinking too much scotch, talking about each other, and working hard at being noticed. It was a group of men that had done this 4 or 5, sometimes 6 times a year in different homes, one time on a 2-story houseboat. The same alcohol and dope, the same ecstasy and alcohol, the same lavish spread of ham and shrimp with Louisiana cocktail sauce, and fancy hors d'oeuvres with tiny mushrooms. There were bowls of brandy-tainted melon balls with thick slices of peaches and silver platters of Belgian chocolates with white chocolate boots on top. It was not one of those parties where a hot couple from Los Angeles shows up, and not one where a sly Mexican with a huge dick has everyone watching his every move. No, this party didn't have that energy, that almost palpitating possibility of hardness and the chance to come completely when the whole body explodes. Not just a spurt at the end of something good enough to get you hard, but no shooting stars. No, this party didn't have that energy. How long had it been since that happened for most of them? Maybe in college when they were 22, maybe on a fulsome weekend in San Francisco at an orgy with beautiful men from Europe and South America, and hot couples who lived in the mountains of Colorado or the hills of Arkansas. It was not one where the host flies in cult models and puts them up in the guest couch. Halfway through the party, he takes them to the elaborately outfitted playroom where the former Air Force lieutenant sits in a director's chair after taking his heart medicine and watches one get down on his hands and knees. He looks around to make sure he's being seen, with his pal positioned behind him, knowing just how to enrage his ass with tenderness and punch-out fisting. He pulls out an enormous hooded cock from tailored jeans, stroking it, showing it off, stroking it just short of coming, and with just the right amount of pressure, slowly pushes it into the receptive, eager hole that knows its size and can get fucked for dollars at a time and want more. When men like that have not been seen at a few of these parties, even though they were intriguing, they are no longer new, and more couples, more tantalizing Mexicans, maybe a Brazilian are needed. The good host finds them, but not the host at this party. This was just one of those parties Dallas was known for. Sam thought he saw him. The men had crowded around the bar and food tables, and he was in the middle of it all. The blonde he'd seen in the bar a week ago, who got his blood hot and eluded him. The smoke from the barbecue pit kept him from seeing his face. He was tall, as he remembered, and blonde. There wasn't much to go on, but he tried to catch his eye. He thought he had, but before he got closer, the man disappeared. That happened a second time. The crowd was getting sloppy drunk, and Sam had a reputation. He didn't want anyone to think he was one of those men who wander around parties annoying people. So he stayed in the living room near the bookcases. Having thought he got his attention a third time, he turned and walked to the kitchen where he knew about the door to the staircase going down to the wine cellar. He opened the door and left it open. He treaded slowly down the carpeted steps, tripping when the spur of his boot caught on a loose thread, but he kept his balance and made his way all the way to the tile floor. He took a few steps, feeling his way along the wall to a back corner where he could see anyone who followed him. He tried to remember what it was about the man that had him crazy. There was something, maybe his carelessness, his confidence. He couldn't put his finger on it. He waited patiently. No one had showed up for what seemed half an hour. Sam bent down to adjust the spur before going upstairs. He sensed a presence, a deep voice, huh? With an accent. He'd never spoken to the man, so he couldn't identify it. Maybe a German or a Dutchman who speaks fluent English. He muttered, "Hey," back, with his hand still holding the spur. He saw boots in front of him, tall, round boots, with small cuts and dirt in places. He saw a pair of worn Levi's showing at the knees. Up, again. This time the tone was friendlier, seducing him further. Sam lifted his face. In the faint light, he couldn't see the man's face, but saw the blonde mustache he remembered. "Hey," a bit louder. He sensed the man coming closer. The man said softly, "Suck." Sam heard the belt being opened and the denim being pulled to loosen buttons on his fly. Sam got on his knees. The dick was already hard and too good to take quickly like a cheap cocksucker. Sam slowly massaged the head with his tongue, pushing it into his piss hole and slowly, very slowly covering it with his mouth and swallowing some of the shaft, then all of it. With the sweet smell of the man's crotch an aphrodisiac that could drive him past sanity, he gulped, holding the dick deep, gagged again.